Hello, welcome to Bible Study with Nelson. This is the channel where we learn about the Bible. In our last episode, we looked at the book of First Chronicles, where we discussed about how David mourned the death of Saul and Jonathan, how he took over the mantle of leadership, how he became king over Israel, how the ark returned back to Jerusalem. Today, we shall be looking at the book of Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles continued with the history of Israel, just as First Chronicles also did. Second Chronicles has 36 chapters and is believed to have been written by Ezra, who was a Jew and also a scribe. Scribes are those who are called secretary today, who take notes, who write in those days. The book of Second Chronicles is believed to have been written 450 to 400 BC, which is before the birth of Christ. And the book of Second Chronicles covers the history of David's leadership down to when he handed over to his son Solomon. Solomon became king over Israel, how Solomon reigned over Israel. And note, Second Chronicles is believed to have been written after the Babylonian exile. The book is divided into 3 sections. The first section talks about the reign of Solomon, how Solomon reigned over Israel. Solomon was one of the most wisest man that have ever lived. When Solomon had the opportunity to ask God for something, Solomon asked for wisdom to rule over the people. This is seen in the book of Second Chronicles from chapter number 1 down to chapter number 9. The second section of this book tells about the divided kingdom, how the kingdom became divided, how the sons of Solomon ruled over both kingdoms. And this is seen from chapter number 10 down to chapter number 28. The third section of this book tells about the fall of Judah and the Babylonian exile, which is from chapter number 29 down to chapter number 36. These are things that happen within the book. Now, what are those key notable things that you must take note of that happened in the book of Second Chronicles? Because some things happen that make this book so special. 1, Solomon's ascension and wisdom. You see the display of Solomon's wisdom. You see the display of how Solomon used this wisdom to settle issues that kings from far and near were coming to meet Solomon for advice. You see the things that Solomon did, even later on in his life, even though he disobeyed God by getting married to many wives, that led him away from God. But you see saw that Solomon used the wisdom that God gave to him well. Another notable thing you should take note of is the building of the temple. Solomon was that king of Israel that completed this temple work. Other kings have tried. Saul tried. King David tried. But Solomon completed the task and built the temple of the Lord. Even though the temple was later destroyed, but it was the one that stood as a king to build this temple. Thirdly, the division of the kingdom. The kingdom was later divided into 2, and this division happened after the death of King Solomon. Leaders, even when you are taking care of the people, remember your family. Do not leave your family aside that God will take care of them. You owe your family responsibility. You owe your children a responsibility to take care of them, to groom them in the right way. There is something that has been so notable that if you understand the Bible carefully, Eli failed in taking care of his children. Samuel followed suit. And we are seeing here that even Solomon could not unite his family, that the kingdom had to be divided in the care of his children. When he was alive, he managed to continue with the kingdom as one. But the moment he died, the kingdom was divided. Now, what is that other thing that was so notable that we must pay attention to? The reign of Asa, the reign of Hezekiah, the reign of other kings after the death of Solomon. This was simply because the kingdom had been divided. The kingdom was no longer one. The kingdom of Judah was separate, while the kingdom of Israel was separate. The Babylonian exile, how they were taken into captivity, how they suffered simply because of disobeying God. The decree of King Cyrus, how it affected the children of Israel, how it affected the kingdom, how the kingdom struggled hard to come out from that decree. Solomon played his part as a wise king, but his work did not tell volume after his death. Those that came after him, his children, did not follow his footsteps. Chronicles, after giving a broader explanation, a broader history of how man started, it ended with a divided kingdom. If you have learned something from this episode, do well to press the like button, drop a comment, subscribe to our channel, and continue to share our video. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.